Hello, in this video, trying to see what is the impact of coronavirus on the global economy. Uh, and also, we're going to try to compare the current crisis, the coronavirus crisis, with the one in 2008, the banking crisis. Okay, let's start with this one. With 2008, we know that the crisis was triggered by the financial market, especially by the banking industry, and we know that banks had problem in their balance sheets. These kind of banks, the likes of Lehman Brothers, and and many others. So these banks didn't know what they have in their balance sheets. Actually, they had many toxic assets like mortgage-backed securities, and they were exchanging between them, banks, all these assets. So no one was really knowing what they have in their assets. This was the problem in 2008. Actually, the problem was not quantifiable. We didn't know how much money should we inject in these banks to save them. So the central banks start injecting money in the investment banks or commercial banks, and trying to stop the the bloating of these banks. So this is basically how it started in 2008. It started as a financial crisis, as a banking crisis, and then it went to the economy, from banks to the economy. Whereas now in 2020, with this coronavirus crisis, it starts by human beings. It starts by the humans getting a virus inside, and this is this is crazy. And we know that humans form a big part of the economy. It's part of the supply and demand. We know this curve. We all know this curve. This is the demand curve, and this is the supply curve of the economy. So yeah, demand, supply, and the human being is part of these two curves: the supply side and the demand side. And if we have this human being, and we tell to this human being to stop the physical contact between them, the basically the economy some part of the economy will stop, especially the service economy, like hospitality. Yeah, by hospitality I mean hotels, cafes, aviation as well. These are the sectors that will be most impacted by this crisis, and we are in this supply side. And all this represent, let's say, 20% of the overall economy of a country. We will see some differences between countries. For instance, in let's say France, Spain, especially Spain, Italy, they rely a lot on the hospitality, on hotels, on tourism. So these countries will be impacted more, I guess, more than China. And so this is the supply side. And for the demand side currently is is focused on primary goods. Demand, we see people now only buying goods from supermarkets, basic goods, food, and that's all. These are this is the the only demand we see in the market. The people stopped buying cars, they stopped traveling, they stopped buying houses, they stopped everything. They only buy basic goods. So yeah, if we don't have these two, if the supply if we don't have if the supply is shrinked by 20% and the demand is shrinked by let's say 50%, the world is going to live a, a big crisis, a big crisis. And the worst of that is this is not only this is not affecting only one country. It's the whole world is affected on this. You see here, Africa is affected. Europe is the epicenter of all of this, and America as well is starting to get affected by that. But it all started here in China, and then start moving to Europe, from Europe to America, then Africa. So the whole world is going to live this crisis. This is the worst case, because before in the crisis of 2008, it started in the U.S. In 2008, it started in the U.S. It's only one country, and then started affecting the rest of the world. Here, it started at one time, impacting all the economy. And yeah, for this case, we had central banks acting as solving the situation. But in this case, it's a human crisis case. Central banks, political institutions can't do much. Central banks can't stop this hemorrhage. Now only doctors, biologists, nurses, these guys who are going to stop the hemorrhage. So so we only can wait for either a treatment for the virus, or a vaccine. Treatment will stop the spread of the virus, and we can reach a better situation by monitoring the virus. And vaccine will definitely stop all this crisis. But vaccine normally it takes time to roll out a vaccine. It's minimum 1 year. And treatments, they are now working hard to find something. So yeah, basically to stop this crisis that started here in Europe 3 weeks ago is basically in the hand of doctors and biologists and healthcare industry. And this is, yeah, that's it.